Thank you. Let's bring in South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, who serves in the House Oversight Committee. And Congresswoman, thanks for being here. You can't help but watch that video that was playing out, listening to Markey, AOC on his left, and nodding in agreement. Well, if we can't get bipartisan support, we'll get it done anyway. Who's talking about how much this is going to cost?
Right, and that's what's going on right now. There's been more damage done in this administration in the first 100 days than I thought possible in 4 years. And with trying to do a Green New Deal and a housing bill worth about $192 billion, this is on top of a wasteful infrastructure bill costing $2 trillion, almost half of which would be Green New Deal type of spending. On top of that, they're talking about, reintroducing the Green New Deal back when this was done in 2019. That was $93 trillion. And I don't know how you sell this to the American people. This is not good for the American people. This is about the far left trying to change and reshape our economy and our country in their socialist vision.
Well, with this housing plan, you're talking about 2 million affected, living in 950,000 public housing homes. This is sort of the breakdown. It would reduce water bills up to 30% per year, reduce energy bills up to 70% per year, reduce carbon emissions by about 5.6 million metric tons per year. So if they try to sell you on that, how do you respond?
Well, but rather than having the federal government in charge and subsidizing this every step of the way, if we build incentives, we give incentives to business and the private sector, we're seeing that now in industries across the United States that want to be greener, more sustainable, being more resilient. When we do that, then together we can improve our environment and be greener. And there's a way to go about doing it in a bipartisan way. But what we're seeing now is the continued power of the far left, the stranglehold they have over Capitol Hill. This will not be done in a bipartisan way, much like the infrastructure package. And it's sickening and it's sad because we had a real opportunity to lead our country out of a crisis, and everything right now is so partisan.
Not to mention something Marco Rubio continues to point out about all this. A lot of the green technology you see on your screen is, in many cases, built and made in China. I'll compare Joe Biden's plan and Bernie and AOC's plans when you mention just how far to the left some in his party are trying to push him. He's talking about $40 billion. They're talking about $172 billion. These are big. This is big money. This is the Green New Deal Senator Ed Markey, who you just saw on your screen a moment ago, saying that Republicans are wrong on this, Congresswoman. I'll get your reaction. He says Republicans in Congress say the ambitious goals of the Green New Deal are radical. But to most Americans, they are common sense. The Green New Deal is a bold plan, and its time has come. So how do you respond to Markey making the case this is what the American people want?
Well, if you can't get a single Republican on the Green New Deal, then no, it's not common sense. It's not pragmatic. The best thing we can do for the American people is to work together and do this, Republicans and Democrats alike. And that's the way that we can bring together people all across this country. This is an opportunity for us to lead. And once again, they're doing this in a very partisan manner and trying to shove this down the throats of the American people. And there's no way that we can afford this without the largest tax hike in American history. And I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, in the middle of a pandemic, none of us can afford that right now.